first of all, Market Impact Award, which will go to CryptoSwift.
You need it. All right. So thank you, Alexia. Thank you, UNCHAIN team, for organizing this event. It's been a good festival in the sense of like a summer festival world with a little business touch to it as well. Now, at CryptoSwift, what we do is travel rule and financial crime compliance for crypto asset service providers. The founders are myself and my colleague Indrek Kulst. Between the two of us, we have 20, 30 years of fintech experience, both on the commercial and the engineering side. And our traction currently is that our annual recurring revenue rate is 250,000 euros, and we have more than 40 clients in more than 25 jurisdictions because these travel rule and financial crime regulations are being applied across the world. So that explains our sort of broad distribution. And the opportunity is coming from the fact that stablecoins are, becoming mainstream. Financial crime regulations are being applied, and that represents an opportunity where payment service providers who want to touch stablecoins, they need to comply with all these laws that have been governing fiat payments for, a couple of years, a couple of decades, however long they have been in effect. And the market size here that is missing is more than 60 billion euros in a combination of crypto compliance and payments revenue opportunity in the world, and it is a very quickly growing space. Now, in terms of the current product, we offer a travel rule solution, which means much like Swift in payments, we have travel rule messaging. But for self-custodial wallets, you don't have anybody to exchange the messages with. And for that, there is a self-hosted wallet verification tool that we offer as well. It also comes with a virtual asset service provider directory so that counterparties can do enhanced due diligence on the payment institutions on the other side of the transaction. Never know if it's JP Morgan or an iGaming company in the Seychelles. So you need a little bit more scrutiny. And we also bring in compliance data from blockchain analytics providers, sanctions and watchlist screening, transaction monitoring, KYC. So the CASP can integrate and govern all these risk processes and compliance authorizations in one place. But what we have very recently identified as a big problem in the space is verification of payee for stablecoins. So the Payment Services Directive is coming into effect in a couple of years across the European Union, and it does not exclude stablecoins. So all credit transfers need to have verification of payee covered, and that infrastructure is completely lacking on the market. And as the only European travel rule service provider, we have the opportunity and also the obligation to build this infrastructure. So the general idea is to build these certificates for wallets that include KYC, KYB, but also potentially know your agent data. It will have the risk scores across different data streams, and they will be machine readable. So then the crypto asset service providers can interact with them, and from the user side, they can store the certificates in their EUDI wallet, which gives them control over the data that can and will be shared with the CASPs that are looking to process these payments. So if that strikes a chord, come and find me, and we can have a closer discussion. And other than that, have a good rest of the week.
I have to give you a bit more information about the award. So the Market Impact Award is basically about how much is their opportunity in the market, but also how much have they gotten and what is their progress in the market, and what is the sort of footprint that they have already done. Second, we have Regulatory Readiness Award, which in a sector such as fintech is key because regulation is something that we all need to follow. So this award honors a startup, which there were many, of course, but this startup that is, in this case, very well prepared and ready to tackle all of these issues as well as possible. And the winner for that award at this moment is Process Lab.
Hi everyone, I'm Radu from Process Lab, and this is Clear Data, our platform. Thank you, Alexia. Thank you, David. Thank you, UNCHAIN, and congratulations on the amazing conference and the festival you have hosted this year. I was here 3 years ago. I got no prize then, but I promised to myself and to everyone else that we'll be back and we will show that we were able to advance and to keep to our promise and to our vision to bring something more to the world of anti-money laundering and regulatory technology. And this is what we are showing today, that we managed in 5 years since we incorporated to connect all the dots and ensure a faster onboard, a better detection, and a compliance system that's cheaper and more effective. Our customers, which are mostly banks and financial institutions, insurance companies and brokers, online gaming, and many others, they told us that compliance is harder and costlier than ever. The regulations and the regulators are applying fines which amount to millions per year. Their false positive rates skyrocketed, and also we have a problem with instant payments. As such, in order to connect all the dots, what we've been working on is to ensure and streamline the entire process. First, digital identity, we're not doing it. We have partners and we integrate seamlessly with them. AML screening and company intelligence, this is our bread and butter. This is what we started with. And for the showcase today, we won this award, thank you so much, with the transaction monitoring and the fraud network analytics. More specifically, we have developed and implemented a real-time anti-fraud rule engine, which uses various rules and typologies in order to detect, alert, and stop fraud, and especially in terms of transaction monitoring. But besides the fact that we have developed an alternative to established legacy software, we also produced what we call a Shadow Rules Studio. The Shadow Rules Studio functions similarly and allows you to test, improve, and adapt your own engine, your transaction monitoring engine, in an enclosed environment that enables testing, stress testing more specifically, in order to adapt and improve your rules, which has been confirmed by the clients in the market that is a very expensive and tedious activity. This was us. Thank you so much for the award and looking forward to next 5 years.
Second, it's about Innovation Excellence Award. So for this award, we looked at their edge in the market, we looked at their competitors in the market, and we said, okay, who is the team that is bringing something that is currently not being tapped by anybody else? Who's going to be an innovation leader, if you please? And the winner for that award is Ocasio.
Hi, everybody. Good to be here. Thanks very much for this great event. And let's see if we have the slides ready. So I'm from Ocasio, and we are building an infrastructure for financial advisors specializing in the digital assets. You see, digital assets have been sort of bypassing the traditional financial networks, and our clients are basically losing money because everybody's gone to self-custody or offshore exchanges. There's 35 million people in Europe already that have digital assets, and financial advisors would like to sell them, but they just didn't have the regulation, they didn't have the infrastructure to do so. So that's bad news for them because they're losing revenue and they're losing also the relationship with the client. They're getting paid zero, basically. So we're about to change that. Why they're getting paid and not basically doing their own solution? Because it is quite heavy on the setup side. So it's quite costly. It costs about 750,000 euro to get the license, and it takes about 12 to 24 months to actually obtain it. And also the MiCA doesn't really flow well with their compliance workflows in the financial networks. So we decided to build a platform for them so they can actually offer those services to their clients. And we eliminated all the exchanges, private keys, wallets, all the technical stuff, and basically give them a turnkey solution, which they can basically get into their CRM system with the zero operational model, which means they don't have to do a new department, they don't have to hire a specialist. We do everything for them in terms of onboarding, AML, KYC, and even portfolio management. You see, we are a licensed company, which we got the license in January, and we are one of the 2 companies in the CE that actually has the portfolio management license. So that's what we do, but we didn't wait for license. We actually set up the company way before that because we designed the company to be MiCA compliant from the get-go. It was very hard because nobody wants to talk to you once you don't have a license and you're in the financial industry. And basically, we struggled on, but now with the MiCA, the doors are opening and we're getting a lot more traction in Slovakia and Czech Republic. We're building good network of thousands of advisors who wants to sell the products to their clients. We basically are an asset manager offering savings, offering high yields, and offering stuff like tokenized gold or credit and stuff like that. And in 2 weeks' time, as you know, or may not know, the MiCA deadline will be done and dusted. So everybody who doesn't have the MiCA regulation, unfortunately, will have to stop getting new businesses. And we're ready to fill the void. So that's us. That's what we want to actually scale in Europe, in Poland, in Hungary, and in Romania as well. For that, we need some money. But the basic premise for us is it's not about traditional against the digital. It should be one person doing this for the clients, one relationship, and one platform for both. Thank you very much.
4th, we have the Responsible Finance Award. Now, I know a lot of us know about social responsibility, social impacts. Responsible finance, we thought of it as something that is not only about the money, it's not only about the product, but it's also about the intention behind it. Is it to make people's lives better? Does it have a social impact, if you will, in any way, shape, or form? And is it something that we could actually see as a contribution to society and to what we do overall? And this award goes to the team Climb.
Right. Hello everyone. Thanks a lot for having us here. Thanks for the organizers, for the volunteers, and everyone involved in this amazing event. So we are Climb, and what we think is that compliance is seen by a lot of you as a tax on growth. That's why we're here. We're trying to streamline everything to make it much easier to achieve. And I'm gonna tell you just a little bit about what we're doing. Okay, we have 3 forces that are working against your roadmap in a market that only grows, as we all know. The first thing is that we have more than 150 regulations that a public site can be hit by. So we're talking about the usual suspects like GDPR, like UK GDPR, and each national DPA overlay that's happening all over Europe. The second thing is that there are more than 1,200 third-party services on a modern website that we need to account for in order to achieve compliance. The third thing is that this cycle never ends, so it starts over and over and over again. Okay, as I was saying, it isn't just one job, it's actually 3 jobs, right? So you have to achieve compliance on data privacy. So that means achieve consent, DSRs, policies, and so on. The second one is accessibility, and the third one, transparency. What we do at Climb is that we combine all these 3 things into one platform. So we, instead of having 3 vendors, you just have one. The way it works, we have a really easy snippet that will be dropped on any sort of stack, like WordPress, Shopify, or any custom front-end build. And from there on, you're in business. Now, why is this important for fintechs? Is that we already have, other than privacy, GDPR, and so on, we have the EAA, so the European Accessibility Act, that has come into force in June 2025. And they're already starting to think about finding companies that are not accessible. The second one, privacy, we already talked about that. And the third one, and I think the reason why we won this award is that we're trying to be and to make you be responsible by design, right? Now, on the left-hand side, you can see some numbers of what we have achieved. On the right-hand side is the way it works. It's basically a software as a service, tiered according to usage, according to number of page views, and so on. Here is the team, and thank you very much.
Now, the last, but certainly not least, is our Future Finance Award, who is also our overall pitch competition winner. So this startup had the best pitch and the overall highest marks, but also in individual categories as well, did extremely well. And the team is none other but Hack and Proof.
Okay, let's move. One more time, Dimitro, thanks for mentioning about good luck. Everyone, when actually launch some code, they usually say good luck. Can you just turn on my presentation about Hack and Proof? So before we start, I would like to say that we, Bug Bounty platform, some unknown words, but just to realize that we third in the world as a product on the market. And we have actually unique value on the market that even Claude, OpenAI, or other project doesn't have at all. It's more than 100,000 validated issue that you actually developers, and you actually have a business, banks, and etc., but you rely on developers. And if they do mistake, if they actually build with the issue, and they for sure use AI stuff to build cursor and etc., you might know that issue will exist. But what you do, you actually do 1 time per year penetration testing. Why? Because PCI DSA, maybe ISO, and etc., and you don't care at all about what is happening every week on the release. And this is we help here exactly your developers to find, validate issue with unique data sets of reports that came from banks to us to actually validate the issue. Let's go. Okay, here we are. Probably not better light, but at least right now, 166 clients using our AI solution. It's a AI product based on our unique data sets, yes, and they actually already validated these reports, and security researcher who submits these reports got $10 million for valid submission. Also, 55,000 users already go through our platform daily, and they actually use our platform to submit reports or actually find out how to validate this issue. So, what's problem exists right now? First of all, AI. AI is not problem, but actually problems that AI go very fast and user cannot validate or build or etc. new products. So even right now, big companies say we will fire all developers and take those ones who can wipe code because we need talents. But who will actually validate issue and find issue after them? Also, AI, what is AI? It's a prompt. So if 100 people will say that something is true and something is wrong, and only one person will say, no, it's not true, yes? So AI will choose those 100 answer, not one, even this one only the truth. So we as source of truth of valid issues that already determined, we provide tool for developers to be sure that this issue exists, it's valid, and it's paid already on the market. What happened next? So we actually provide this AI tool to developers and to security engineers. So they have a subscription or have white labeling solution, because we understand that for banks it's very important to have white labeling issue in instance. So they can actually do their job. And we help, we do new projects, we build and etc. And we call it HBrain. It's part of Hack and Proof team. Yes, so developers actually use AI tools. HBrain helps them to determine severity, and they get results. And even if you are not developer, but you would like as a manager control your developer, you can run this tool and say, hey, looks like you missed something. And this is how it looks. So if someone will use Claude, probably just run a code, you can check after your developers is something missing or not, even if you're not developer. But managers can do everything. So about potential market. Right now, 28 million developers on the market. Okay? That means that everyone can use. And just to remind, if you don't know, SpaceX bought Cursor. Yeah, I don't remember for how many billions, 60 or 50 or something like this. So it's same like Cursor, okay, but for security. Let's go. And of course, right now, 50K users already work with hacking proof on a security. So models, of course, white label solution, team, and individual license, as usually you do. And of course, we rise for this project. That is why I mentioned, and we finish this presentation. Yes, about, okay. So we run now on a phase B, and we need money for phase actually C. And who we are? I'm Dimitro. I all the time in cybersecurity, have 2 patents and more than 20 years on the market. And of course, my colleagues, who is also working on this. And also, yeah, we're rising right now 2 million of valuation of 20. So if you would like to talk with me or have advice or would like to work for successful fee, please let me know. Okay, have a good time, beer and evening. Thank you.